Hey y'all, what's going on? What's cracking? What's popping? What's your deep? So I'm just popping in a little bit in the beginning of my video after I've already completed it, just to say that I really want to thank all of my subscribers. I've been getting some new subscribers coming in, and I really appreciate you guys checking out my videos and liking me enough to actually want to see another one of my videos or not miss another one of my videos. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for subscribing, for becoming part of the KK clan, and I really do appreciate it. If you do watch me regularly, or if you find that you like this video, please go ahead and hit subscribe. Hit the like, hit the bell, do all of that, you know. Just become family, become one with your girl, KK, okay? And we'll just have fun together trying out all these makeup products and, you know, either looking bomb or looking crazy together. You know, you'll get to know very soon, very shortly, if you watch my videos, that I don't take myself too seriously at all. But I love makeup and I love playing in makeup. So if you do too, hey, just go ahead and join the fam. So let's jump right into this video and see myself looking crazy, because you know it didn't start out this way. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this video and see what's cracking with this Urban Decay Born to Run palette, okay? Let's check it out, y'all. Let's check it out. Perfect. Right in the center. Nice. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about a palette that I have been waiting for, dying to get ever since I saw it on Trend Mood or Instagram or wherever the first place I saw it was. And it's the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. It finally touched down at the Brown household, okay? Finally got my palette, and I'm super excited to use it. I've watched a few reviews, a few videos on it, and I'm still excited to use it. I must admit, when I saw it online, I was like, now that is pretty. It's a gorgeous palette. This is what the palette looks like. It actually has some really cool photos on there that they put on the actual packaging. It kind of gives you a feel of travel, and it's all around the whole palette on the front and the back. And this is a nice, solid, hard plastic case palette. This palette does have a mirror inside, very nice full-size mirror, and it does actually flip back, which is very cool. These are the shades in this palette, like you haven't already seen it a bazillion times. But these are the shades, and as you can see, there are names for each shade on the palette. Very pretty. But when I first saw this palette, of course, I was like, oh my gosh, look at all the colors. They're so pretty, they're gorgeous. And I'll be honest, when I actually went into Ulta, I went into Ulta and I looked at the palette sitting on the stand, and I was like, it just didn't really do anything for me. It didn't inspire me, excite me. I wasn't enthused by it or anything like that. So I don't know if it was the pretty Photoshop or color enhancements on Instagram or whatever that got me, but when I saw it in person, I wasn't that impressed. Now, it is a very pretty palette. As you can see, there are some really pretty colors in here, and I can't wait to dive in, but I almost didn't buy it. Honestly, I looked at it and I was like, let me go look at something else. But I said no, I really wanted it, and with the whole Jaclyn Hill Morphe debacle, you know, situation with her vault palettes that I really wanted as well, I said, you know what, I think I'm gonna pass on those since they're on hold anyway, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this palette. So anywho, I went ahead and got this palette, and so it's very pretty. There are 21 shades in here, and let me just kind of give you the gist of what Urban Decay is saying about this palette, because they're kind of really promoting this palette as all-purpose, all you need, on the go, on the run palette. It's all you need. So what they say here, and this is what the box looks like. This is the back of the box. So as you can see, it lists all the different shades. It has the ingredients and stuff. It has a little blurb about the palette. It's kind of cute. It also has like a little map, or, you know, a little travel, kind of like if you're on the road thing here on the inside. And then this is what the front of the box looks like. It's a little beat up, but that's what the front looks like. It says Born to Run eyeshadow palette for the adventurer, the road warrior, or the weekend escapist. No matter where you're going or what you're getting up to, Born to Run is the only palette you need to pack. We've got you covered with options for endless looks with 21 curated shades, a huge mirror, and a collage of our own personal travel photos. We created Born to Run to inspire you to take a rain check on reality. Now grab this palette and run, girl, run. It doesn't say that. I just added the run, girl, run. So anywho, let's go ahead and jump into this palette, because now that I went ahead and purchased it, I do want to go ahead and check it out. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and swatch the whole palette, and then we will move into a look. Okay, you guys, so this is the whole palette swatched. If you can see that whole palette swatched. There are some very, very pretty shades in here, as you can see. Very nice, and they did feel nice and soft and creamy when I swatched them. So this is the whole palette. Okay, you guys, so as usual, I'm gonna go ahead and put some tape on my eyes. I already prepped my eyelids with some of my Makeup Revolution concealer and just a tiny bit of setting powder on top of that, so I didn't do anything extra as far as setting my eyelids today. Okay, so I want to start out actually with this color Still Shot. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with Still Shot. So far I really like that shade. It's a nice soft kind of peachy type shade, but it's very pretty. Okay, so next I want to go into this really pretty color Baja. So I'm going to go into Baja. These shadows are really nice and softly pigmented. They're not like kapow with the color when you put it on your eyelids, but I definitely can see that they are buildable as you know, place more shadow. They're definitely buildable, and I'm sure if you use a white base, you can get more of a pop with your color. So now I think I want to go in and define my crease a bit. So I want to go in with this nice shade here, Hell Ride, which is a really pretty kind of deep purple type shade. And I want to just kind of focus that in my crease area. I must say these colors are blending very nicely together. I like how they're just kind of nicely playing with each other and not fighting each other. So I really, really like that. And I'm actually bringing that Hell Ride shadow up a little bit more, blending it into that orange shade, Baja. Okay, so now that I have those two shadows blended together, I think I'm going to go in. Actually, you know what? I want to deepen my crease just a little bit more. So I'm actually going to play around with this color Radio. I don't know how that's going to work out because this is a bit of a satin shade. So this color here, Radio, I'm going to take some of that in my crease area. Okay, so now that I have 20 shades on my lid, let's go ahead and cut this crease so we can add a few more. And as usual, I'm going to use my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Warm Honey to cut my crease. And you guys might notice I cut my crease very high because I have hooded lids. In order to see the cut crease when I blink, I really need to go up a little bit higher than my actual crease, so that is intentional. Does anybody else, when you be cutting your crease, be talking to yourself like, hyping yourself up like, girl, you got this. You can do it, girl. Go ahead, cut that crease. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump back into this palette and see what I want to put on this cut crease. I definitely want to play around with some greens. So I think I'm going to, let me start off with this color here, Big Sky. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start off with Big Sky, which is this really pretty, very, very light tealish green color. Okay, so I'm going to put Big Sky in the center of my cut crease. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and wet my brush with some rose water just to help it out a little bit. I'm not sure if it really needs it. Usually I don't like to wet my brush when I'm testing out a palette, but I kind of really want these shades to pop, so I'm going to wet my brush a little bit and go into the shadow and see what happens. It's a pretty shade, it's a pretty color. It's not blowing me away or anything, but it is a nice pretty shade of green, kind of like a mint green. Okay, so let's go ahead now and just kind of brighten up that inner corner. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take Stranded, which is this really pretty shimmer shadow here. And I'm just going to put that on the inner portion of my cut crease. And once again, I am going to wet my brush for this shadow as well. And I just want to blend it into that mint green shade a little bit. So I just want to make sure that gold is nicely blended into that green and that the gold is popping. And you can kind of like lay it over. Sometimes that looks kind of pretty when it kind of just lays over the previous color. Okay, so that is nice and golden. Now I want to go ahead on this outer corner and play around with this last shade of green in here, which is called Wanderlust. So it is this color here. Okay, so now that I have those colors nicely blended into each other on my cut crease, of course you guys know I have to test out this black in here, so I'm gonna go into this color Jet, which is the black shade that's in here, and I'm just going to tap just a little bit in the outer crease because this look is already very dark to me, so I don't want it to get too dark, but I do want to add a little bit of dimension in the outer corner. So I'm just barely tapping into this black. Let me see what's happening here. Okay, I don't think it's like the Kapow black, so I'm just going to just dab just a little bit, just to get that added depth. Okay, you guys, so I am done with the look for the eyes for now. I'm gonna go ahead and take this tape off and move on to some eyeliner. I am grabbing my Wet n Wild Mega Liner, in the color black. And it's just a liquid eyeliner, so I'm gonna go ahead and line these eyes. And today I think I'm gonna go ahead and use my Voluminous Lash Paradise mascara. It's not my favorite because the wand is a bit thick and fluffy, and I don't really care for thick fluffy wands, but since I bought this mascara, I'm gonna use it. Okay, you guys, so I'm gonna go ahead, finish up the rest of my face with foundation and concealer and powder and whatnot, and I will come back, finish my lower lash line with this palette, and we'll go ahead and talk about my thoughts and feelings on this palette, so I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so I went ahead, finished the rest of my face with my foundation and concealer and powder. And just in case you're curious, for foundation today, I used my Lancome Tint Idol Ultra Wear foundation, and the color is a little off. It's too light, so I went in with some of my LA Girl Pro Conceal, and this is in a darker color. This is like some type of cocoa color and mixed it together to try and make it match. So if I look a little off, that's why. I can never get the match just right. I did use my ColourPop concealer today. I went in with some of my Bare Minerals powder and Fit Me powder. For the rest of my face, Juvia's Place blush in the Saharan Volume 1 palette, and this palette is bomb. If you guys have not seen or tried this palette is gorgeous. There's some really pretty blush shades in here as well as highlighters, and I gravitate to, which blush did I use today? I think I used Neo today, actually. I used this really pretty deep red shade today for my blush. And because I always forget about them, I used my Fenty Matchstick highlighter, and this one is in the color Rum. So I did go in with Rum to highlight today, and I always use the same highlight on my brow bone for my eye look as I do for my upper cheeks. So nose is really highlighted, but anyway, that's what I use for the rest of my face. So now I'm gonna go back into this Born to Run palette. And I want to take this color Radio. So I want to go in with this, and I want to use that on my lower lash line and see how that works. Okay, so that color is very pretty. I like that a lot. And I think I want to go in with one more color on my lower lash line, and I want to go into Big Sky, which is this really pretty kind of like mint green shade here that I used in the center of my cut crease. Okay, you guys, so this is the final look from this Urban Decay Born to Run eyeshadow palette. My initial thoughts on this palette is that it's a very nice palette. It really is. I love the construction of the palette. It's a very, very durable, nice, sturdy, hard case palette. So I think it will be very durable for travel, which is what they're pushing with this palette, you know, that you can take it anywhere. This is all you need. You don't need another palette. The shadows blend very nicely. They are soft, in my opinion. They're not as pigmented as I would like for them to be, but it is a bit of a muted out palette. It's not like it's a bright palette where you would expect such pow in the color. So for what they are, I think that the shades are perfectly fine. They worked nicely. I do really like the blues and greens in this palette. I think that they're very, very pretty, actually. I like the shimmer and everything. And even though I did do something a little crazy and I went into the crease with the shimmer shadow to kind of deepen it up, I did like how it turned out. You know, I'm always breaking the rules and crossing lines and doing stuff I ain't supposed to do. So Follow me if you want, but that's what I do, okay? So I did actually really like that. And I loved how the mattes blended together. They blended very nicely together, so I really liked that. And there is a black in this palette, so I do love that. Me personally, this would not be a palette that I could just take on the run and this is the only palette I need, because your girl needs some color, okay? I need a super bright purple or a super bright blue or a super bright pink or something in my palette. So I could take this palette along with another palette, you know, one other palette that has some bright colors. So for me, this would not be just enough to take on the run. But for very basic or to create several different types of looks, yes, this palette is perfect for that. Is it worth $49? I guess so, yeah, I guess so. I mean, there's 21 shades in here. You do get a very nice size mirror. It's very nicely packaged. It is Urban Decay, so you are getting a good quality eyeshadow palette. So yeah, I think it is definitely doable. Now, when I purchased mine, I actually got a really good deal because thanks to It's Lori's Life that I was watching, she mentioned that when she was purchasing something, I don't remember if it was this palette, that she used her 20% off coupon that she got from Ulta. And I was like, wait a minute, girl, you got 20% off coupon? So I went scrounging through my email, because I don't even look at my email half the time because there's so much stuff in there. From, you know, companies and sales and everything like that. So I looked at my email and I was like, oh girl, I got me a 20% off coupon too. Let me go and hurry up and use my little coupon. So I went ahead and used that for this. Plus I had some Ulta points, so I was able to use that. So I got a pretty good deal on my palette. So anyway, I like this palette. It's nice. It's not gonna be one of my favorites. I already know that because the colors in here are not bright enough. But I think to create a nice wide variety of colors or looks, this palette works. So, and I am one that does buy palettes for packaging. So I must admit that the packaging on this palette with all of the different travel photos and stuff had a lot to do with me going ahead and purchasing this palette. So it's just something nice to have in my collection. Anywho, that is all I have to say about this Urban Decay Born to Run or Down to Run, or yeah, Born to Run eyeshadow palette. If you aren't already subscribed to my channel, what you waiting on, okay? What you waiting on? You know you keep stopping by to see your girl. You know you keep coming by to say hi. So go ahead, hit that subscribe, hit that like, and just ring that bell, because you know you want to go ahead and make sure you don't miss another upload. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you on my next video. Toodles!